One of Dune Awakening's most essential resources is flower sand, but to get it you'll have to brave the depths of worm territory with a special tool. Today I'll show you how to get your hands on these sandy grains and quickly reach success on Arrakis. So why do you actually need flower sand? Well, flower sand is used to make silicone blocks, an essential ingredient in not only some weapons and tools but also vehicle parts, power systems and various important items in the mid and late game too. This is just one of those resources that remains important for a long time, so you'll almost always need to have some. So, how do you get it? Well, firstly, when you find a patch of flower sand, you can harvest it by hand. I'm going to be honest, don't waste your time doing this. It's painfully slow and it'll take you so much longer to get any meaningful amount of flower sand this way, pretty much forget about it. Instead, you'll want to get a static compactor. This tool clumps the flower sand together into a nice neat pile for you to pick up. It's far faster than sifting the sand by hand. As for how you get the static compactor, I'll give you a quick crash course. Reach the Vermilius Gap and complete the second trial of Arrakis located in this cave marked with a purple icon. It's pretty simple and teaches you how to use the compactor, and upon completion you'll get the recipe. Go back to your base and create it at your fabricator with 10 iron ingots and 7 EMF generators, the latter of which you get from caves. Now that you have your compactor, it's time to find some flower sand. Fortunately, that is pretty easy. They're most prevalent around the Vermilius Gap, and you'll spot them from a mile away. They appear as a large, dusty white patch on the sand, accompanied by a fine dust cloud rising from said patch. They stick out, honestly, like a sore thumb, so you shouldn't really have any problem locating them. Most of them are usually in worm territory, but not too far from the rock islands. You can get flower sand in smaller quantities from enemies, chests, various POIs. It's not a reliable farm, but if you spot some, I'd give them middle priority. Worth picking up over basic resources, but can be farmed far more efficiently, so it's not something you absolutely have to keep. Speaking of which, let's see how to harvest flower sand. If you remember how the compactor works from the second trial, you probably already know what to do. If not, here's how it works. Get to the flower sand patch. I would recommend facing your bike to the nearest rocky land and backing up to the patch rather than driving straight to it. Hop off the bike, equip your compactor, and then fire at the dusty white patches to clump the sand together. You can then hold the interact button to pick up these piles, and it's basically that simple. The static compactor does generate a considerable amount of worm threat, meaning it will quite quickly draw old Shy Halud to your farming spot. This is why I recommend backing your bike up and staying near it. As soon as he pops up, run back, hop on and hammer the accelerator to escape. That being said, you can Bindu sprint away from patches that are closer to a rock island. That is a very good option that doesn't put your bike in any risk. So you've got your flower sand, now what do you do with it? Well, firstly, quick shameless self-promo, check out my Patreon linked in the description to get Dune and Conan Exiles videos early through the paid tiers, or join as a free member to see previews alongside sneak peeks of Settlers Season 4's pre-production. Shameless plug over, back to the flower sand. When you're done farming, take the flower sand back to your base and over to your chemical refinery, where you can use it to create those valuable silicone blocks. In the early game, you'll only have the small chemical refinery, which uses 5 flower sand and 50 milliliters of water to create 1 block per 15 seconds. Later on, you'll get the medium chemical refinery, which uses 3 flower sand and 50 mil to make 1 block in 10 seconds. It's quite easy, honestly, to get your hands on a lot of flower sand, so assuming you have enough water, you can potentially make hundreds of these blocks at a time, even if you only do a short run. To recap, getting flower sand is honestly quite simple. Complete the second trial of Arrakis, craft a static compactor, find the white dusty patches around the Vermilius Gap and gather the flower sand with the compactor, then refine it into silicone blocks in the chemical refinery. Again, these silicone blocks are used for plenty of important items all the way through the game. Wind traps, lubricants for wind turbines, steel tier weaponry, advanced tools and more. This is one of those resources that remains important, and if you don't stay on top of it, your progression will suddenly pause when you try to quickly farm hundreds if not thousands of these blocks, and you're sat around waiting for everything to craft. This can be a real stumbling block in getting towards the mid and late game, and with this guide, hopefully you'll be avoiding that obstacle with ease. That will about wrap us up for today. Thank you for watching, and a massive thanks to our wonderful esteemed coffee cultists for continuing to support the channel over on Patreon. If you want to support the channel here on YouTube and get some exclusive perks, take a look at the new channel memberships available by clicking join just below this video. Take care, and I'll see you soon.